Let's put that together for the drama of the presentation. That was an amazing one. God bless you. Without wasting much of our time this moment, I'm going to be calling on our brother Isaiah Lucky. He's going to be coming up to talk about the talk show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not too busy, let's give it up for brother Isaiah Lucky as he's going to be coming up for the talk show. A round of applause for him, please. Let's put that together.
Praise the Lord. Today's talk show is something that has been happening in families, even in the Christian home. Some people have been able to keep quiet for a long period of time. And we even have incidences that have happened in our everyday, today lives. I'll be talking on domestic violence in Christian home. And we all know this is true. Domestic violence is a devastating reality that affects many Christian homes, leaving victims feeling ashamed, guilty, and trapped. The Christian community has a crucial role to play in supporting victims and holding abusers accountable. Today we'll be exploring the complex issues surrounding domestic violence in the Christian home and see how to offer remedies to this. Now, some of you will say, why in Christian homes? But the truth is, it occurs even in the Christian homes. Domestic violence affects 6 to 8 people in Nigeria, most especially the women, and 4 to 7 people out of 10 in the men, regardless of their religion's affiliation. Now, Christian homes are not immune to this issue, and in fact, some studies have suggested that most of the domestic violence are more prevalent in Christian communities due to some factors. One of them is misinterpretation of religious texts to justify their abuse. You know, most of the time, our men usually quote this to the women. The Bible says you must submit to us. And they beat, they maim, they do sort of things to them. Pressure to keep a perfect image so that people will not laugh at you. You smile to the public, but inside you are dogs, you are cats, rats and cats. Fear of judgment or gossip, lack of education and resources. Victims of domestic violence in Christian homes often feel ashamed and guilty. They believe that they failed in their role as a spouse or as a parent. They are also trapped. They feel they cannot leave the relationship due to religious or financial reasons. They also feel isolated and they feel confused. We all know of this lady that sang one of the gospel songs, how she died because her husband usually beats her from time to time. But because she doesn't want people to say, your marriage is a failed one, she, quote unquote, endured it till she died. It is essential for Christian leaders and community to acknowledge this reality of domestic violence and create a safe and support environment for the victims. I would like to say one or two things the Bible has taught us concerning domestic violence before I throw out questions or contributions to the public or to the congregation. The Bible teaches us to speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. And this is taken from the book of Proverbs chapter 31, verse 8. Christian leaders and communities must speak, must break the silence and create a safe and supportive environment for the victims of domestic violence. We must also educate ourselves and our congregations about domestic violence, believe and support victims, hold abusers accountable, and provide resources and referrals. Praise the Lord. Do you all agree with me that domestic violence are prevalent in Christian homes? Now, it is not only just because father and mother always fight, it also includes the children. There's a portion of the Bible that told us categorically that parents, do not provoke your children to wrath. Don't make them angry. Some of us, we do it. But because we are parents, or because we are leaders in the church, the child will swallow up whatever he or she has in mind. It is not only the women that are victims here, even the men. Women will tell their husbands, you are not man enough. Your mates are, your mates are, your mates are. And because of that, you push us, the men. There's too much pressure. Some of us will be thinking while crossing the road, and boom, that's the next thing, the hospital. They can come in subtle ways. It's not until I raise my hand to beat someone that is domestic violence. You can use words to finish someone else. Your partner, your spouse, your children. And sometimes even the children too can show some form of domestic violence to their fellow siblings as well as their parents. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I know I've touched a raw spot here, but we need to speak about it. We cannot continue to pretend as if it does not exist. It exists even in the Christian community, even in the Christian homes. We come here, we shout, praise the Lord, lifting up holy hands. We dance, but when we get back home, we know what we face. We beg our wives to eat before they give us food. How much did you drop, Seth, that you want to eat? How many meat do you want? Even to the issue of the activity in the other room, we beg. You don't need me to explain that. We should all know that already. Should we, as parents, do the same to our children? We show some form of violence. You don't pay, because of one or two things your child does to you, you deprive the child of so many things that are actually privileges, rights for that child. This is the point where I throw it out to the congregation. What can we do to end this menace? I just want to give 5 rooms for us to speak on domestic violence in the Christian home. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. The solution is not much as we thought. Number one, if you don't understand the principle of anything, you are going to abuse it. Number one, the white men manufacture gun for a purpose. But when you get to the other side, not to say Africa, we abuse it. Talk of this set. When it came to Nigeria newly, you know, diverse of problems that it cause. Some people will call and they will use charm to disrupt many people's life. And they are still using it. Some people call phone instrument of a devil. Because I was in a vehicle at CMS precisely. They called someone and that person was speaking to the people at the office that right now I'm at Ikorodu. I said, Jesus. The man was now hurting me. I said, why do you say that? He said, if I should tell them the truth, they will ask me to come back to the office. You can see, even including pastors, men of God. So we need to be sincere to ourselves. God instituted marriage for a purpose. To be together, to help each other. But if that is not part of it, then it will not work. When you don't love your husband, Daddy have said it in the morning, God love. When Adam ate that apple, some scholars said It's because Eve has given him a condition. Some scholars said because he loved Eve. Samson was not foolish. Are you with me? There's something he saw in Delilah before he can give Delilah the key to the answers. So when you talk of love, Bible makes us understand good women, a wise woman build their home. How long does men stay in the house? It's the women. What make Samson to fear?
Bad women, definitely.
Bad women. So, if God have unite both together from the ancient time, all those principles that guide marriage must be practiced, but we are not practicing it. If you are a man and you don't have money, forget about your marriage. Sincerely speaking, it affects ministers also. I've seen many men of God that complain how their wife gave them a timetable. Many. I've seen many, women are not devil. They are children of God. But there are some things they are excluded from their life. They don't allow to walk the Spirit of God. If you have the Spirit of God, you'll be able to control your home, control yourself. Men, women cannot be in spirit for 24/7. But at the same time, when you are together, we are building this thing together. So we need love, genuine love, sincerity. Without that, no home will stand. Genuine love, sincerity, faithfulness. Don't deceive. Don't live a deceived life. Some married for 25 years, they've been together for 20 years. They cannot check their phone. Husband cannot check the wife's phone. Wife cannot check the husband's phone. Why?